Welcome back, everyone. Orchestrated Sports here with Ian Martinez. Week 12, Rams versus Packers film breakdown. And this game was huge, with major playoff implications, as both teams absolutely needed to get a win this game. So what happened in this game? And why did things happen the way they did? Well, I'm going to break down the top 10 plays of the game, starting with this play right here. So to start off things here, we're going to go towards the end of the first quarter. About 4 minutes left. The score is still 0-0. We're getting a bunch of defensive battles going on from both the Packers playing good and the Rams doing enough at this moment in time. So the Rams get the ball back here. And there's a big turnover by Rashawn Gary, the outside linebacker for the Packers, who's back from injury and starting in place of the injured Zadarius Smith. So what happens here? Well, we'll start with the route combinations on top. We have a streak, another streak. We have an out. We have another deep in. Then we have like a little check down curl right there. And it's 2nd and 5. So you only need 5 yards. If it's not there, you live for another down, throw it away, whatever. 5 yards is all they need. So defensively, they decide to run man-to-man coverage. We have man here, man there, man here, man here. Zone up top, zone underneath. But right here, this man right here, this linebacker that I circled, he does not play man-to-man with Van Jefferson. He's dropping underneath. So what ends up happening here is that Jefferson ends up pretty dang wide open on this out. But we'll let this thing go here. Boom. Immediately, if you can see right here on this red circle, I mean, Rashawn Gary absolutely immediately beats veteran all-pro left tackle Andrew Whitworth. And this thing is blown up in a matter of seconds. So let this thing go a little bit more. And you can see, it's already pretty much done. Red circle. And this had no chance to develop. Because if we fast forward a little bit, there, Rashawn Gary strips the ball. You see the ball on the floor. And then in subsequent kind of matter here, you see Van Jefferson pretty dang open, run into that out. As you could see, the backers dropping underneath, and everybody else is in decent coverage. So just a missed opportunity by the Rams to get a completion here. To convert, keep the chains moving, because Whitworth just got his butt kicked on that play. Boom, Preston Smith scoops it. And we'll look at it from the other angle, from the offensive line kind of side of things. So right here, pause it. You see Rashawn Gary right there. And the splits and the alignment by the defensive front is very interesting too. So if you're a defense, you have all your gaps, right? So this would be the A gap. And the A gap is basically the gap in between the guard and center, no matter what side, left or right. So that's the A gap, B gap, C gap, right? Just imagine as a tight end, and then so forth and so forth and so forth. There's more people lined up out there, right? So you have 2 D linemen lined up on the outside of the B gap, kind of almost in front of the tackles here, right? Then you have the outside linebackers lined up way outside, almost like the, the E gap, you could say, F gap. And because of that alignment, we'll let this thing go a little bit more. Boom. Whitworth looks like he's going to be getting a solid block. He's starting to kick step back. It's looking okay, right, at this moment. But Rashawn gets absolutely amazing bend in his rush. Can you see that he's almost at a 45-degree angle? Almost. That bend helps you get under a tackle when he's trying to pass block you. You can see Andrew's hands going out there. Boom, boom. So getting good bend when you're not just bull rushing, a bull rush would be more head on. I'm just going to just muscle you out of the way. When you're pass rushing, you obviously want to get to the quarterback and have to, avoid as much contact as possible. So Gary gets unbelievable bend. That's just a great job. Great leverage. You know what they say in football too. The lowest man always wins. And right now, as we let things go, he's lower. He gets a great rip. A rip meaning, do you see that hand right there? Ripping up. It's almost like a get off me type move. When somebody has their hands on you, and they give that swipe up. So that's the rip move right there. And he just blows past Whitworth. And Whitworth on top of that is holding him, which is why you saw that penalty get thrown out there. And it's just over in a matter of seconds. Boom, hits him, ball out. Just incredible effort and incredible movement by Rashawn Gary there just to destroy this play. And when you have players that are talented like him, Preston Smith, Za'Darius when he comes back, these are the type of things these outside linebacker pass rushers could do. And that's just a great game-changing play. When, again, they had people open on this on the Rams side of things, but they just didn't have the time to throw it. It's a good job by the Packers defense there. So we're going to fast forward a little bit, and we're in the second quarter, about 13 minutes left. The Rams are down 0-10 right now. Still early in the game, but they need to get something going here to get back in this ball game, just of how much they've gone 3 and out and how much the Packers have ate up time. So 3rd and 8 situation, need a first down to keep things going. And they end up scoring a huge bomb touchdown from Matthew Stafford to Van Jefferson. And how does that happen? Well, we're going to start with the routes. So at the bottom here, you have Odell Beckham running it in. You have Sony Michel checking real quick and then running a swing as the last resort option just to get some yards. At the top, you have Higbee running it in. You have Cooper Kupp running it out. And then you have Van Jefferson running a post. And those are all the routes that are happening there. Now, what are the Packers doing defensively? Well, they decide to go man-to-man all around. Man. Now, the 2 safeties here have zone underneath, right? And they're going to be playing the sticks, the first down line, which is right there, that top circle, about the 29-yard line. So the goal is, on top of that, is that if you see people getting open, if you're the safeties there, if you see anybody, especially the top, most talented pass catchers, Cooper Kupp or OBJ, that's their responsibility to help cover those guys. And that's what happens. So we'll let this thing fly by a little bit. Boom. And then right here, perfectly shown. You have 2 people on OBJ, 2 people on Cooper Kupp. And again, the first down is right there. So they're saying, hey, we got to take away the top 2 most talented pass catching options for the Rams. And what do you know? That leaves Van Jefferson one-on-one on that deep post. And as you can see right here, Stafford sees it immediately and has already taken a shot. And Van Jefferson, guys, he's one of the fastest receivers coming out of Florida in the 2020 NFL college draft. And he absolutely beats his man. Stafford puts the pass perfectly inside because Van Jefferson has inside leverage. Inside leverage meaning he has the momentum inside with nobody else. And the corner is on the outside, as you can see. He doesn't have a chance to get, a hand on it, get an interception if Stafford throws it correctly, which Stafford does. So let this thing go here. Great. This guy's beat. Perfectly placed ball right there. It just so happened that the corner fell on top of it all. Could have probably been a catch and a tackle, but Van gets loose, and that's a touchdown for LA. So again, when you're these teams that have elite pass catching options, you have players that the entire secondary is severely concerned about. You get one-on-one opportunities with the third receiver, the tight end, the fourth receiver. And that's exactly what happens here. And the Rams believe in Van Jefferson to be able to win his one-on-one matchups with the second best corner on an opposing team, the third best corner, the safety. They believe in him, and that's why this play worked out so dang well. 2 people covering Kupp, 2 people covering OBJ, one-on-one with Van, and Stafford hits it. Van catches it. See you later. Really great job by Van Jefferson and the Rams, realizing what is happening and hitting it. Good job, Rams. So this play is very, very interesting for multiple reasons. Both the Rams defensively and how they adjusted to this man coverage that they're running, and then what the Packers did to get out and set their players up for success against this man coverage. So, I couldn't find any clip, anything showing beforehand, before this exact screenshot of a moment, you could say. But before number 81, the tight end, starts running up to the top of the screen, he was lined up right there about that X. And when he was lined up right there, I'll keep that X right there, it was Davante Adams man-to-man with Ramsey. You had Dion lined up with Cobb. And you had Rapp on the tight end. But when that motion happened, the Rams didn't decide to just stick with your man, whoever you were originally on. They decided to bump over. So if you watch Taylor Rapp right here, he gives a signal, hey, you got to bump over, you got to bump over. And what that did is it makes Ramsey have to be man with a tight end. It makes the third best corner for the Rams, Dante Dion, have to be man with Davante Adams. And then it makes your safety have to be man-to-man with Randall Cobb. So that was done on purpose by the Packers, clearly. It was, hey, we've seen on film that the Rams don't stick to their man no matter what. They bump down responsibilities if somebody moves over to the other side of the field. And that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly what the Packers wanted here. But to me, defensively for the Rams, it's very, very interesting why they do that, why you wouldn't want Jalen on Davante no matter what. Because teams do that. It's like, hey, that's my man. Doesn't matter where he goes. I got to follow him. But in this situation, they decided to bump responsibility over. So again, you have Davante Adams on the third best corner of the Rams. Perfect matchup if you're the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. So, outside of that, man coverage against man. Then everybody's playing underneath like that. So the route combinations, we'll start with the bottom here, is a streak. You have an in. You have a short little curl. And then you have Davante Adams on this wheel route, hugging the sideline. And it's perfect. Davante just beats his man because Davante Adams just shreds good corners in general, and it's even going to be easier if you're running against the third best corner on your opposing side of things. So let this thing go here. Boom. And look it. Dante Dion, he's not a bad player. He's made a lot of plays for the Rams, actually, and he's played good coverage, but that's just asking so much of him to cover literally one of the top 5 most talented receivers in all of football. And it's because of what they did on the motion. Again, they started with Ramsey on Adams, but that motion outward, the Rams decided to bump everybody down with responsibility. And that's just very puzzling to me. Very interesting that they do that. But in this case, maybe in past games it's worked out a whole lot, and I've seen it. But against elite pass catching talent, it does not work. And it didn't work here. And just a great job realizing that as the Packers, and they executed it beautifully here, getting the matchup they wanted. So we fast forward just a little bit on the same exact drive as the last big Davante Adams on Dante Dion pass. And here the Packers are in a 2nd and 6 situation. They're still only up by a field goal, about 4.5 minutes left. And, well, the Packers smartly studied their film on the Rams defense. They said, hey, what worked against them against the Niners? Well, the copycat league that the NFL is and that teams can be with each other, they have running back, all-star Pro Bowl running back Aaron Jones in that tight end kind of H-back spot, and they have Randall Cobb, the receiver, lined up in the backfield at the running back spot because they got a lot of this look. The Rams-Niners game, the Rams defense got a lot of this look, and they got scored on this look. So, when you see this, the Rams defense has to be thinking, okay, what's going to be happening here, right? Well, this play is going to Randall Cobb and nobody else on this passing touchdown. He's going to be running a choice route. And now, when you call it a choice route, basically, on a certain play, you give a receiver, any pass catcher, tight end, running back, whoever, you give them the option to read the defense, and then they will decide which route out of the two that they're given to run, they're going to choose. So, for Cobb here, he's running a choice. Either he's going to break inward or he's going to break outward, depending on who is in that area and how he sees the defense and how they're guarding him and guarding the area. So, we'll let this thing go here. Boom. So you start to see him. Okay. He sees that in that area, it's Taylor Rapp, the safety playing dime linebacker in this moment. And he's reading him. So at the moment, Taylor is squared up pretty even with Randall Cobb. But as you can see, you see Cobb starting to break down, shuffle his feet, and he's going to make a move. And Cobb just being one of the better slot receivers in the NFL for quite some time now. He just shakes Taylor Rapp here. Boom. Immediately, he makes the decision. He's going to be breaking inward. And on top of his choice to break inward, look at all that big area right here that's left open. So you have a big gap in between Taylor Rapp, the dime linebacker in this situation, and traditional inside linebacker Troy Reeder. It's just a big area to work and get open in. And this probably goes into what the Packers have seen, how the Rams play defense in goal line situations. It's a lot of film study here that goes into this and this specific play and why it was created. So they knew most likely that the Rams play with great separation on the inside when they're playing zone coverage in general and especially in goal line situations. So it's an easy pitch and catch. You see Rodgers already getting ready to throw. Cobb made the right decision to choose to go inside, and it's a pitch and catch touchdown, Packers. Boom, touchdown. So again, this play basically is formed from seeing what your team you're going up against can't defend well, doesn't defend well, and what worked against them. They're basically copying it with Cobb being a running back, Jones playing tight end H-back receiver, and then how the Rams play zone with great separation in the middle in between the two linebackers. The dime linebacker Rapp and the traditional inside linebacker Reeder. It's an easy pitch and catch touchdown. Great film analysis on the Packers' end of things, studying their opponent. And the Rams do not execute at the best level here. And it's a touchdown, Packers. So after the Packers scored, the Rams got the ball back, got a decent drive going, eating up some clock. Now they're left with about a minute and a half in the first half. Second and goal situation, and they're down by 10 after the Packers scored. It's 20-10. That is the score. And, well, the Rams saw how the Packers scored and say, hey, we have that play in our playbook too. And speaking of a copycat league, we see it in the same exact game. Right here, we have it at this angle, and this play is going to nobody else other than the running back here, who happens to be Darrell Henderson. He's going to be running kind of a similar option route, but I don't think there was an option. I don't think he had the choice of going either in or out. I think it was just a straight up, he's going to be slanting in. So almost the same exact thing that Cobb did, pretty much. Going out and then slanting back in for the touchdown pass right here. Same exact play, almost identical to what the Packers scored on the last drive before this. So this happens because of pretty much the same exact reason that the Packers were able to score so easily. It's that general middle area that the linebackers leave open. So, you see Henderson starting to run out, and obviously he comes back in on this play. But it's that big open area right here that allows him to get so dang open. It's that spacing in between the linebackers here, you could say. But I know that's safety Adrian Amos, but he's kind of playing that dime linebacker similar to what Taylor Rapp plays. They just leave that area right open. So, boom. Check this out right here. Look at how much room there is for Henderson to get open and score. It's just another, instance of bad spacing by the zone coverage that's going on underneath by the linebacking group. Whether you're a dime linebacker, traditional inside, it's just bad spacing in this situation. And the Rams recognize it, saw it a little bit similar to how the Packers saw that on the Rams side of things. And they just attacked it and were able to execute here. Boom. Amos right here tries to get a hand on it, but no can do. Stafford throws a nice pass. Touchdown. So, as we saw in the last play I broke down, you get a running back out of the backfield, and then just, again, the open area that's there to throw. Just bad spacing by the zone coverage people there. All that room in between leaves that route and that play possible and open to score on. And great execution by the Rams. Great execution by the coaches, seeing that and calling it. It's a good job by the Rams, matching the Packers' previous touchdown play a little bit earlier in the quarter. All right, so we're going to fast forward all the way to the second half here. Quarter 3, about 8 minutes, 45 seconds or so left in the quarter. The score is 20-17. The Packers only lead by 3, and they're deciding to go for it here on this 4th and 2, 4th and 3 situation. And, well, the Rams, unfortunately for them, they give up the first down. It ends up being more than just a couple yards. And what I think happens is a couple things. First is that Davante Adams, right here, he started on the right where that X is. And they motion him over, which they've been motioning over to kind of help give them an advantage of, hey, is it man? Is it zone? Because when you motion somebody, if it's true man-to-man, you'll see people bump over, or maybe somebody follows Davante no matter where he goes. It helps. So, they motion him over. But what I think happens on that motion is that it screws up with rookie inside linebacker Ernest Jones here. And we'll get to why I think that. But what coverage are they running, and why do I think it messed with his head a little bit with Davante coming over? So, the Rams decided to run cover 3. Which is very interesting because cover 3 is usually when you're trying to cover stuff more deep, intermediate to deep in the passing game. Cover 2 would be only 2 people deep, and you have more people covering short and underneath. But again, it's only 4th and 2, 4th and 3 right here. Very sure they only need 2-3 yards to get a first and keep the chains moving, but they decided to run cover 3. So you have Fuller covering deep. You have another corner over here that's not pictured covering deep. You have another corner off to the right covering deep as well. And then you have underneath Jones, underneath Reader, and then Taylor is going to be covering the shorter area from where the corner is bailing. So you got to have all, areas covered to the best of your ability. So, with that being said, we'll let the play go here. It's a motion, right? And the route combination here is the tight end going to be running a short little curl, and then you're going to have Adams running underneath in another short curl. Very, very short. Now, the tight end DeGuara right here gets pretty dang open, so we'll let this thing go. And what happens is, I think Ernest Jones is so caught up in Davante that's going to be coming in front of him that he just, unconsciously starts sliding over significantly to cover Davante Adams, but then leaves the tight end pretty dang wide open in what I think is his area of responsibility here. So look at that. You saw that little shuffle right there by Jones. Rewind it slightly. Right here. See him start to scoot that way? Because Davante Adams is coming into the picture of the screen that we have this angle right now. And then that leaves the tight end wide open right there. And that's where I think Jones should have been covering in his responsibility there. But I think Adams motioning over, running short in that kind of same general area. It's really not that close to Jones, but I just think Ernest Jones there said, hey, that's the best receiver, best pass catcher. I got to make sure he doesn't get the ball. And it leaves that wide open here. Look at that. Wide open. Easy pitch and catch for Rodgers to the tight end there. And as you can see, Jones is barely even pictured. So I just think he messed up his responsibility. He should have been in that general area, but he wasn't. And it gives up a first down. Boom. As you can see, Adams was right there with Jones, but I just think Ernest got caught up with Davante when, he left his responsible area really open. And boom, first down. They stay on the field. You can see Jalen's upset. You see Troy Reader starting to throw up his hands like, dude, where were you on that? And I just think it's a rookie mistake there. Jones got caught up with Davante Adams coming over and just ran with him a little bit too much, leaving the tight end there pretty dang open for the fourth down conversion. So we fast forward all the way to the end of the third quarter, about 2 minutes left. The Rams are down 17-30, so they need something going here to stay in this game as they're almost down by, 15 points. It's a lot. And they're in a 3rd and 7 situation here, and Stafford just puts them even in more of a hole by throwing a pick six to Rasul Douglas. And Rasul makes a great play, and we'll show that. But I think Stafford just got super aggressive, just trying to find Cooper Kupp no matter what on this critical third down when he had other people open. He just favored Cooper Kupp on this way too much. So we'll show how that happened. But defensively, it's important to know what they're running. So the Packers are running kind of a combo coverage where they're just going man right here on OBJ, and they're going to be running a form of cover 2 on with everybody else, basically. Deep zone. He's going to be bailing slightly underneath, and then you have Rasul covering short, and everybody's guarding the sticks, you could say, or where the first down is. And the first down's kind of generally right there at that 35-ish yard line. Okay, so with that said, what are the Rams running in route combinations? We'll start at the very bottom. We have an in route by OBJ. We have a curl by Tyler Higbee. We have a corner by Van Jefferson. Then we have a short other little curl by Cooper Kupp. And then Dale Henderson's going to check and just be a check down option on the swing right there. So that's what's running on the Rams side of things. And again, man coverage at the bottom here on OBJ, and everybody else is playing cover 2. All right. So to let this thing go here. Boom. Right here. Stafford feels the pressure. He's stepping up very nicely. He feels it. Steps up. He has time. I know it looks really bad right here at this angle, but it's really not. People are not close to getting a hand on him quite yet. So he steps up. You can see his vision. He's total tunnel vision that way. Okay. But steps up, and he makes this throw, but check it out, guys. Tyler Higbee wide open there. I mean, if he catches that, he's easily getting at least 4 more yards, falling forward to get the first down. You have Van Jefferson getting open on that, corner out. I know he rounds it off a little bit, but that's 2 people at least, and for sure, right here, super wide open, but he favors Cooper Kupp because, he's been killing it all year, and he's going to be covered, and this ball's going to be tipped, and Rasul's going to get it. It's going to be a pick six. So let's rewind it slightly. Check it. Boom. And we'll even pause it right before he throws it. Check it. Van's going to be getting open. He's open right here. And his Kupp kind of open right there, I guess. But Rasul Douglas plays the sticks, or where he's guard, he's making sure nothing gets past that first down marker. He plays this so dang well. He gets a hand on it and he tips it to himself to get the interception and houses it. But that's just Stafford making a poor decision there, forcing it to Cooper Kupp when he has options. Again, if he throws that to Tyler Higbee there, it's an easy first down completion in my opinion. But that's what happens when one receiver's, was on pace to break Jerry Rice record stuff, right, in Cooper Kupp. And Stafford just making the unwise decision, forcing it, which causes the pick six there. Boom. Rasul tips it to himself and houses it. It's a good play by him. He played that very nicely in that cover 2 scenario. But again, there was options open, and Stafford just favored Cooper Kupp too much. That's what happens when you force the ball sometimes. Make mistakes, bad things happen to you on offense, and sometimes really great things happen to you on the defensive side of things, like here, Rasul Douglas taking that to the house. So here we are at the start of the fourth quarter, and 1st and 10 situation. Rams are down huge, 17-36. They need points ASAP, and luckily for them, Odell Beckham Jr. scores his first touchdown as a Ram and his first touchdown of the 2021 season on the slant and go at the bottom of the screen. And, well, what were the Packers doing and how did this happen? Well, we'll start up top here. They're running a combo coverage. So up top, they're running zone cover 3. So you have zone underneath, zone up top. That's 1, 2, 3 to make the cover 3. But I think this defender right here, he screws up. Usually in cover 3, you need somebody else covering underneath and the outside of the field. But he doesn't do that there. He ends up going deep as well. Now, does this have any effect on the play? No, but if Odell Beckham Jr. was not open, there would be some routes open underneath for the Rams on the opposite side of the field there. So we have that, and then underneath you have man and man. So again, everybody else zone playing cover 3, and obviously I think this guy screws up, but you have him underneath and then man at the bottom. Okay, so what are the Rams running offensively here? You got to start at the top here. You have a streak by Henderson. You have an out that would be open because of that defender here not getting there or not getting to the zone. And then you have Tyler Higbee running a curl. You have Cooper Kupp running an out. And then you have Odell Beckham running that slant. And then the go. Okay. So it's a great job route running wise by Odell Beckham, but then the quarterback sells it too, though, on the slant and then the go. So we'll let it play here. So right here, you see OBJ starting to go upfield like it's a slant. You have the defender, Rasul Douglas, that's guarding him in man, saying, oh crap, I got to get there. And then you have Adrian Amos right here, the safety. Just total tunnel vision on the quarterback here. And what Matthew Stafford does with a subtle shoulder pump, he doesn't do the full-on raising his arm like he's going to, throw it. You don't need that all the time. A good little opening up your shoulders slightly and giving a little shoulder jerk to the left like you're opening up your chest to get, to deliver the football. That sells it pretty good when you're giving a pump fake. So that's what Stafford does. And I'll rewind it again slightly so you can see it. Watch the quarterback right here. He gives that slight shoulder pump right there. Okay. And then what that does, that makes Adrian Amos, the safety here, start to cheat a little bit and say, hey, I'm going to try to defend or jump that slant. And at that point, Odell Beckham Jr. is fast, way faster than Rasul Douglas, and he kicks on the burners and is starting to get upfield for the go part of the slant and go. So boom, you see the shoulder pump by Stafford. And at that point, Adrian Amos is like, oh crap, I got to bail. I got to bail back and help. I have deep. That's my responsibility. But he can't get there in time because he committed to stop the slant of the slant and go that OBJ is running. And then boom, Odell Beckham kicks on the burners. The ball is already out by Stafford. And Odell makes a great catch. And it's also a really great throw by Stafford. Leads him perfectly. And it's a touchdown, folks. Boom. See you later. So it's really a great job running the route, a great job by the quarterback selling it, getting the safety to bite ever so slightly, and then OBJ just being faster and a better, route runner than what Rasul Douglas, the corner, can keep up with. And that's how you get touchdowns here, folks. Great job, great execution by the Rams, great route running by OBJ, and great selling it by the quarterback Stafford. So, not that much later, the Rams defense gets a stop, and the Rams offense gets another chance to get the ball back here. So the score is 25-36 with about 11 minutes left in the fourth. We got a ball game here, folks. And, well, the Rams just had receivers open here in this 3rd and 3 situation, but Stafford chose to throw, a fade route, a streak, a go route to Odell Beckham at the top. I don't know if that was called on purpose or that's just where Stafford wanted to go, but they had people open short for the easy first down to keep the chains moving, but that just wasn't what happened. And, well, we'll start at the top here. You have Odell Beckham running the streak. Okay. Then we have Tyler Higbee. He is going to be running the curl to the middle of the field. You have Van Jefferson running a corner. Then you have Cooper Kupp running an out, with Henderson checking and then being a check down. Okay. So that's what's happening offensively. Now, defensively, it's man-to-man again. Man. And look how far off Rasul Douglas is playing from Cooper Kupp. So it's man, and then everybody else is bailing. I know they have a lot of people up front, but the 2 linebackers bail and drop into coverage and zone. With man also right here, and then you just have one up top. So I guess I can see why Stafford wanted to throw that ball to OBJ, but it was decent, pretty solid, decent coverage right there on the outside corner on OBJ. And you just have to be patient here if you're the Rams, and they were not. So let this thing go here. Boom. He immediately, look at this. Look how open Cooper Kupp is. He has an easy first down. Easy. Because Rasul Douglas in man-to-man coverage wanted to play, 7-8 yards off the ball. It's an easy completion, but as you see, Stafford's just sees the one-on-one coverage of OBJ and he expects to win that, so he throws that. And if you would have held on to the ball a little bit more, Van Jefferson would have been open, because this secondary member of the Packers falls down or starts to trip up, so he would have had 2 people open on that. But again, he decided to throw the go or streak route to OBJ, and it's not even in play. It's totally out of bounds, the pass. So it's just a missed opportunity there by the Rams offense to keep the drive going, because either A, Sean McVay said, hey, we're going to get a one-on-one matchup. You throw this thing to OBJ no matter what, if you see true one-on-one. Or Stafford saw that himself. He's like, I just got to throw it. OBJ's one-on-one. Instead of just reading the field, reading the defense, and finding somebody who was open. So a missed opportunity. There were 2 people wide open on this because of the coverage. And the Rams just couldn't execute and stay on the field. And it's a missed opportunity by Los Angeles to stay on the field, move the chains, keep the drive going, and possibly get some more points to narrow the Packers' lead. So we fast forward to about 7 minutes left in the fourth, and this is pretty much ball game right here, folks. The Packers front rush absolutely smashes on the Rams O-line, and they get a sack here, a big sack in this 3rd and 10 situation. And the Rams aren't down by much. It's 25-36. Plenty of time, right? If you get a touchdown, you get any points, you're in a 1-score game. And the Rams defense have been playing well this second half for the most part. And, well, what happens here route-wise for the Rams? What do they decide to do? Well, we'll start at the bottom. OBJ is running a deep in, right? You have Sonny Michel checking at the line to help block real quick and then releasing to run a curl. You have Tyler Higbee doing a similar thing and then releasing to the flats. And then you have Cooper Kupp running a streak. Then you have Van Jefferson also running a streak. So that's your route combinations that are going on there. Now, defensively in coverage here for the Packers, they're running man-to-man with Cooper Kupp, and everybody else is playing, I think, a version of cover 3. So you have deep there, deep back here, deep back here, and you have underneath, and it has a little bit more underneath to cover something slightly shorter. Now, we'll look at the back end of things, and then we'll get to the front of what happened there. So we let this thing go. Okay. Because of OBJ running that in and running in front of, 3 defenders, that leaves Van Jefferson running open to that sideline on that streak. And if you also look, you have the man coverage going on here, right, with Kupp. And then this defender is opening his hips up that way to run with Kupp. So you have 2 people on Kupp, you could say. And then you can say 3 people are zoning in on OBJ on the in, leaving Van Jefferson there. Going to be running open. But the problem is that I know the quarterback looks okay right now, but things collapse pretty much right after this. Boom. No time to really diagnose. As you can see, Stafford's going down there. And it's a big sack on 3rd and 10. And that was pretty much it, the ball game there. So we'll go to the lineman side of things because big things happened here as well. Okay. We'll pause it right here. So, defensively, you have an interesting, very interesting alignment. You have Preston Smith lined up outside, kind of by the C-D gap, you could say. You have Rashawn Gary also lined up pretty far wide. And then you have Kenny Clark lined up in the A gap. And then you have Kiki, the other tackle, lined up in the B gap. Now, what happens here is pretty crazy and pretty remarkable in my opinion. So, we'll let this thing go a little bit. And it's going to be a delayed stunt. What's going to happen here is that Kiki is going to just bull rush slam into the center. Brian Allen right there and just knock him on his ass. So, that ends up leaving Kenny Clark to wrap around, which then also just creates a giant mess. We'll show you right here. So, boom, and then boom. See that right there? Just absolutely slams into the center, Brian Allen. And then you see Kenny Clark starting to wrap around. And then on top of that, after all that mess, boom, Kenny's starting to get free. The linemen don't have a chance. Kiki, who just knocked Brian Allen down to the ground, absolutely bull rushes a second lineman right into Stafford and just ruins this whole thing. As you can see also, Kenny Clark with a free shot at the quarterback. So just insane strength and will and determination by this Packers defensive lineman right here. These two to get to Stafford, blow this thing up completely. You got linemen looking backwards, wondering what the heck is going on, and this play is over. Big sack. So again, real quick, Kenny Clark absolutely slams in to the center, Brian Allen, to free up Kenny Clark. Kiki, excuse me if I said it the other way around. Kiki slams into Allen to free Kenny Clark, and then Kiki just manhandles yet another lineman, bull rush style, to get to Stafford. Crazy stuff here. Boom, slams, creates pressure, gets through another lineman, and then sack. Just really great execution. It's really crazy to watch this level of strength. These D linemen against these O linemen here. And it just ruins the play. And then the Rams just didn't have enough juice the rest of this game to get back in. And this pretty much sealed the deal for the Packers to win this game. At the end of the day here, both teams had their moments, scoring fast, scoring touchdowns. But the difference was the couple turnovers that the Rams offense committed. That was the difference in this game. Simple as that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time here on Orchestrated Sports with Ian Martinez. Stay safe.